Hello, Internet current and future accountants. My name is Eric. I'm a CPA. I've got a master's in accounting. I've spent roughly 10 years in accounting, 3 years in public accounting, and over 6 years in corporate accounting. The public accounting, I was on the audit side. The 6 years of corporate accounting, I spent about a year in financial reporting and roughly 5 years as a senior manager. I have a small CPA firm now, and I want to start putting out some videos and kind of like pay forward some of the things that I've learned from my accounting experience, ways that I think you could become a better accountant. Especially when you're starting, I think it's really important to focus on your Excel skills and force yourself not to use the mouse, to use the keyboard for shortcuts. Force yourself to use efficient ways, use formulas when it makes sense, to make things easier and to kind of let yourself be able to focus on the things that are more difficult. So you don't want to really be spending brain power or spending a lot of extra time on Excel. You want to be able to focus on unique accounting problems, things that are different, things you need to like kind of sit back and think about during the close to have an effective and accurate close. A couple of these things, these two things I'm going to go through today are some of the things I had seen in my career that will really help people and make you more efficient. If you figure you're spending a lot of time setting up journal entries, say in a close you're doing between 50 and 100 journal entries, you can save a minute, 2 minutes, 5 minutes per journal entry. That time is really going to add up, and you'll be able to apply that time to working on things that are more difficult, and also just finishing your close faster. You know, in a corporate world, everybody is going to be looking for more efficiency and, you know, a faster close. So I set up these couple examples that I think are really critical. I went ahead and set them up in Excel to go through, and let's go forward with that. The first example I want to show is related to formatting and getting all the values in number format. A lot of times you will, working in accounting, you'll be working with a file and you'll get something that looks like this, where you're getting some things where it's showing to convert to number. You have the yellow diamond there showing that. And you want to just basically go through, before you use formulas with values, or before you were to use a VLOOKUP with values, you just want to make sure all the data is consistent, and everything's in numbers format, so you don't have issues using formulas. They either have reference errors or just not pulling everything accurately. So with this one, basically I set this up with the red is what you shouldn't do, and the green is what you should do for these two examples. With this one, you know, you have your yellow diamond come up here, and it's saying you can convert to number with that. A lot of people will click that, everything seems okay. But when you look at them more closely, you'll notice that some of these are in general format. You'll see up here on the screen, they're in general format, and some are in number format. So that is not ideal to work with in formulas or in VLOOKUPs. So the preferable way to do this would be to highlight the column and go to Data, Text to Columns. You want to make sure it's at delimited, and you want to make sure nothing is checked here for the delimiters. And then you want it to be set up for general, and just go to finish. Now you look at it and everything is in the number format. Based on my years in accounting, I've seen this as the most consistent way to get everything in a number format. And it's simple. You're not really using any formulas, just using that text to column feature, and it's efficient. So I think this should help you along the way just to make sure your values are consistent and you don't have errors or issues using formulas or VLOOKUPs. For the next example, this is really related to a journal entry. And with this, I basically already kind of set this up as what the journal entry would look like. In this example, you're dealing with some kind of bonus expense, and you're expensing that with your debits here, and then you need to have associated credits. Basically did it like as if there were different branches or sales center, something like that, where you'd have your debit for the bonus expense and your credit for your accrued bonus liability account. So a lot of times you'll get this data, and you'll basically, have your debit side here, but then you'll need a matching credit side that's negative numbers. So what you'll see people do a lot of times is copy. I just did Control C, copy the values, and then like paste them somewhere else in the spreadsheet, set up a -1, then set up the values times the -1, and using an absolute reference, so F4 would do that, and then dragging that down to get the negative side, and we'll just check it zeroes out, so your journal entry would be fine. And then you would, once this is good, you would copy that and then paste his values, and then delete this other section. So that gets you to the right place, but the problem is, it's like 5 or 6 steps, and took a minute and a half, something like that, to complete that. So like I said before, if you're doing this 50 to 100 times in a close cycle, that time is definitely going to be adding up. What I would recommend would be using the paste special function in Excel. So with that, you would just put in a -1 here, copy down the values you want to have, and copy those down in here. Just copy them as values. Then you would use Control C to copy that, highlight the section you want to change, and go to paste special, and then you're going to multiply. So it's going to multiply by that -1 there. And you see there's these other functions. You can add, subtract, divide. There's a lot of things you can do in this. But for this is very effective for use with journal entries. Now you just delete your -1 here. These are already as values. You can see they're hard-coded, and then you're done. So those are the 2 main examples I wanted to show you. I've seen these kind of issues over and over again where people aren't doing this the most effective way. And you see my nice, this nice Excel tab I set up, just going through the basics for YouTube. Please like, comment, and subscribe for the video. And I definitely appreciate the time, and I'm going to be putting out some more over time. Thank you.